It would move out.
Yeah, and actually what you would probably do, I'm trying to fast forward this all in my mind, is you can have a pull down over here where they choose their location. So imagine if these different choices.
It's the first one, that 1010 Lamar. See, she put Suite 1700.
Now they have to make sure they choose the right city here.
Right.
Okay, so what you can do is instead you would have a menu system at the top here that says choose location, and they're going to choose 1010 Lamar, and then it's going to fill all that stuff in for them. And it's going to fill in an address to field. So the way that she's doing this is okay, but erase what you see and pretend that there's a field up here that says location, and all they have to do is choose that street address, and everything else is filled in automatically for them. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Except for the phone numbers.
Right, exactly. Only if you wanted them to. And that can be on a case-by-case basis.
Did you say half an hour?
No, 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah.
So, but we would have to go in and kind of, we talked them into just leaving it.
Yeah.
It's only one location.
And actually, if we did that process, all we would have to do is we would add a menu field up top, and then we would repurpose. We would repurpose this field to, instead of be a menu, it would just be a text. So that the text would come from here, get auto-filled in there, and then there'd be a suite field that we could either show or hide that would auto get filled in, and then that data translates over to there. That's how I would do that ordering form.
But that would be something you could go back after the fact and add in, right?
Yes.
Because this came up just recently.
Yes. Yep.
For some reason, she thought she was going to go rebuild the entire timber.
Yep. I could see the way that we're doing it is a little bit different method, and you're right. If she didn't know about the method I was talking about, you would have to go in there and make quite a bit of changes to it.
We should just have another drop-down menu location. You picked it, and it's all in there except for the phone number.
Right. Yep.
You make it top, you fill in your time.
Yes, exactly. You'd only autofill in the fields you wanted to get autofilled in. Yep. And then you can even hide those fields from them if they don't need to override them. So if they're going to choose 1010 Lamar and they never need to override that address field, you can hide it from them. So that the less they see, the better. So, good question. Somebody had another question.
Property here that come to collaborate and show up.
Remember how there was a file and a preview? I didn't put a preview in.
When you want to preview what you sent.
Give me 1 second. So if I put the preview up there, you would see it on this page here. I didn't have a small picture to put on there. I'm on a different laptop. So he would see a picture of the small koala, and then he can click on koala, which allows him to look at it. Great. How nice. Print ready. Okay. So now he can say anything he wants. He can say, I don't want the koala, or he can say, great, go ahead. And then he can either accept it or reject it. If he rejects it, you can see that in the proofs dashboard. If he accepts it, you can see it in the proof dashboard. Once he accepts that job, I'm going to go ahead and accept it. We come back over to here. Myself, as the notifiee of the proof for that certain person, would have gotten an email that said, hey, a proof, this has been approved. So I can go to the proofs dashboard. Oh, I switched accounts here, hang on. My account. Proofs. I'm sorry, I was in his Chrome. I was in Chrome. I am logged into Chrome. I'm not logged into Internet Explorer. So now I can see that that has been accepted. If it had been rejected, it would appear as red. You can go back into the item and edit it. You can upload a new file.
So you can say, here's the second proof with corrections on it or whatever?
Absolutely. And then at the bottom here, because it's been accepted, there's no re-notify button, but there would be a re-notify button, and you can resend out, redispatch the notification to them.
How did you go and correct? I didn't see that.
So if you needed to come in and make a correction to it, you would go, so let's say they rejected it. You would log into the system, go into the proofs area. There's a little pencil here that you can click on, or I think you can also click on the name of it as well. And once you do that, you can come in, make any corrections that you want. You can re-upload a new file to here. You can re-upload a new preview, and then there would be an area for you to redispatch the notifications. There's also some history here on when the order was first submitted, when it was created, and some other stuff.
Now, one question is, we will be changing our email, right? Because right now with AT&T,
Uh-huh.
that is a big problem, the speed
Yep.
and stuff.
Yep.
How will that affect? Can we combine with some other email with that, or it has to be one email?
So right now you have
One main email, right?
you have one main email.
And I want to say the same name as the Gmail,
So
Yahoo Mail, or
So you can either create a brand new account, or you can go into your account and just change your email address, and that will keep all of your same settings that you had. Yeah, the system keeps track of your email address through everything that it does.
I can do both of them, right?
You could have two separate emails, but you can't have the same email see different things. Am I answering that question okay?
Like, site administrator, right?
Okay.
I'm changing, this is migrating, right?
Uh-huh.
Say, let's say ABC to EDF,
Uh-huh.
So can I get both together or not really, right? Both email, right? Same time. Like when you email, like you put some colon and two emails.
In this proofing process, what you would have
Not in the proofing process,
in general, yeah.
Owner's site.
Yes, now I understand your question. If you want to, this is a good question. Sometimes the site owner also has somebody that should get a notification of everything that comes through. There's an option where you can turn that on. If you go into, you don't have to do this on your computers, but if you go into site settings and then info, let me see if this has it for it. No, I think where we're talking about is going to be under my account, site settings. I'm using the old navigation, I apologize. Let me use this navigation up here. The 3 horizontal bars, and then there's site settings, options, and then we'll go into the options area. And then there is a specific option here to carbon copy all of the messages. I'll find it for you. But there's an option here to basically carbon copy the site owner with everything from a different email address. So yes, you can do that. Let's jump back to proofs here. So let's give me a little feedback on this. What are you thinking? Is this something that would be useful? Okay.
Now we have a separate email account that we just manage proofs with. But this attaches it to the job and also lets the customer, if they want to log in and see the status, right? They
Right.
can see that a particular job has had approved.
Mhm.
They weren't the one who actually was doing the job. If they were an administrator,
Uh-huh.
somebody else was doing it.
Yes. Yep. So this feature is meant to be basic. It's kind of a short little demo on it, but it's meant to try and pull this stuff out of email and get more of it onto the website in one manageable area.
Well, to me, this, 2 or 3 people can see the same thing versus one person getting the email.
Right.
3 people can see.
Right.
Because if she logs on to this and I log on to this, we're going to see all of them.
Yeah. And I don't know if all of your employees show up to work every single day with no problems, but you're able to come in here and see what's going on instead of trying to traverse through their email and come on the phone.
If we go to Jamie's email, did she get it? Okay, yeah, no, she didn't. This, we can look at it, see that it still has been sent or been approved or whatever.
Yep.
This
So
is awesome.
so this is centralizing your proofing process.
But
Very good.
my only concern is making sure that this is archived long enough. Because I can't tell you, it's not that often, but still, somebody pops up and says, I just noticed that this brochure that Susie ordered 6 months ago has got a problem with it.
Mhm.
Who approved that?
Mm-hmm.
And so then we go searching back through email,
So they don't have to worry about that with
Nope.
we generally print the email, put it in the job title.
Unless somebody deletes it.
That's printed.
Sure. Yep. Yeah. There's also a search bar in here, which I think will search almost every field inside of there. So if I type in Jake, that's a newer feature. So, but I'm pretty sure you can sort and search on a number of different aspects of a proof as well. All right. Does anyone have any questions on that proofing process? Clarification?
The internet is back up. If y'all want to switch back to the basic internet, all of our regular internet is back up. Okay?
So we would just totally log out and start over.
No, just change it.
It's working for you now.
Yeah.
Well, no, I want him to get off my phone using my data.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that makes good sense.
Jail pay for it, reimburse you.
Hey, since Jay will reimburse us.
We all heard.
It's been written.
I told you, and this one is easy.
Okay.
I don't know what.
All you have to do is switch over to that's okay.
All right.
Could you over it? That's what it is.
Is our email server down?
Yeah.
No, it's outside. It should be hidden.
There, no email.
It's all good. Go ahead.
Nobody just wants to talk.
You don't want to talk to yourself.
Maybe you got spammed. I'll check it out.
All right, so we're going to move into our next section here. We are about 20 minutes to 11. We're going to take another break at 11, so bear with me for 20 minutes here. We're going to start to talk about the different types of files and types of orders that we receive. The first one is probably the most understandable, which is business cards. So I'm going to go head over to a really good example site. Just focus your attention on the screen here. You don't have to be on your website to do this. Let me log out of this one. MyOrderDesk.com. So this is a great example of somebody that gets it. We actually help them handhold them through the process of setting this up. But it's a great example site because it shows off the basics, the simplicity of what a MyOrderDesk website can do. What you're seeing here is actually a branded portal. So this is a print shop that has set up their customer. The print shop's customer is University of Indianapolis, and they set up a branded portal for them. We're going to go over how to set those up in a little bit, but here's how simple it is. The navigation system at the top is completely customizable. If your navigation doesn't look like this, it's kind of the older style tabs or whatnot, it can be changed and updated. It's an option inside the system that can be done. But I'm gonna go ahead and just click on order. It's gonna obviously ask me to log in, and I'm gonna get logged in as one of their basic users here, so you can see what they are greeted with. And what we're going towards is I'm gonna show you what the business cards look like. Never for the same. Okay, so in this example, the user comes in. So count my clicks, okay? I arrived on the website, I clicked on order, typed in my password. All right, I'm on the order page now, and this is simple. I mean, simple, simple, simple. Business cards, letterheads, letterhead, envelope, forms and applications. They click on business cards. Unfortunately for them, they have 5 different business card designs, and so again, we use logos, we use icons. The less reading, the better. So let's say University of Indianapolis is just the main card. So my screen is a little bit small, so unfortunately it puts my proof at the bottom of the email of the file here. It's just because the way I'm on the projector, it squished it all in. But generally this would appear on the right side of it. Now if you guys have business card ordering forms right now and they don't show this version, the soft proof on the screen, it says a button that says view PDF proof. You're just using the old version, and we need to get you updated to the new version. There's no cost for that. It's just it needs to be rebuilt in the new version. So order forms are awesome when they have 0 instructions. All right, the most instructions on this page is this right here. Enter your 10-digit account number for billing purposes. Guess what they screw up? This. So anything with instructions is not good. So it's really just following commands. It's not reading, it's not understanding. So this is pretty simple. They choose a quantity. They type in their name. This specific customer has all that information pre-filled. The formatting of the phone number can be predisposed. Put all that in there. Fax. And then we can click on refresh, will give us a smaller thumbnail view, or we can click on view PDF proof, and we can zoom in there and see what's going on.
So we set up the template for that, for our customer's business card.
Yes.
Put it on the system.
Yes.
They go in, pick out business card.
Yep.
And all they have to do is plug in their name, the cell number that we're changing that business card to, and we're done.
Right. And generally speaking, this specific card doesn't do it, but this information can be auto-pulled from their profile. So they really just load the form, choose what quantity they want, type in any extra information you require, and then they're done.
That form, suppose, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Your name, say someone want like all capital or upper and lowercase or
Yes.
all cap, any way we can give instruction for that?
Those are the kind of questions, if you guys have those are the kind of questions you should definitely ask, and I'm going to show you where you can do that. So since I'm actually in as a customer right now. Adam doesn't own the site, so let me log in as the site owner, and I'm going to show you where you can do those types of things. Just so you know, you guys can't log in as site owners, only I can. Imagine that. Okay, so then we go to my profile. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that order form that we were talking about on business cards, and then it's the basic one. When you're logged in as a site administrator, you get extra options that they don't get. So see this edit link right at the top here? This allows me to go edit that business card template. So remember, what you're looking at here is an order form, but what's in this box right here is what's called an easy merge item. So that's actually a field. I'm going to show you. Switch to edit. So that's a field on the order form, and it's called an advanced easy merge item, and it points to a specific easy merge item. All right, it's very important to understand this concept that your main trunk of the tree is the order form, and then you add branches to it, and one of these branches is an easy merge item. So let's go and look at those that easy merge item. There's a couple different ways that you can get to it. If you're logged in as the site administrator, you can click on that edit link, which will drop you straight into that easy merge item. Okay, so here we are at a new screen. We're still on this variable data topic, so this is good. You can also get to this screen by going to the 3 horizontal bars and clicking on Easy Merge Templates. So you'll arrive at this screen, and then let me get rid of this. Scroll this down here. This is what you see. So this is an Easy Merge template. You can see the uploaded proof file is there. If you want to upload a separate production file, that would go down here. Okay. If you want the production file to arrive to you 8 up or 10 up, you would upload a different production file here, where the customer obviously wouldn't want to fill an 8 or 10 up piece of paper, and they just fill out the standard one, and then we have a way of making an easy production file for you. So on this Easy Merge template, you can upload whatever fonts are to be used. It uses OTF and TTF and Type 1 fonts are available for use. If you want them to select from like a list of graphics, maybe they can choose from like 6 different logos, you can pre-upload those into this graphics tab and then give them the option to choose which logo they want. And then finally on the Fields and Blocks tab, these are all the fields that exist on the PDF. I don't want to get too deep into this, but the way that you build these templates is you open up your item in Adobe Acrobat. We have a plugin that you install into Adobe Acrobat, and then you draw a box around the first name or the full name, and then you designate it. Once you upload that PDF into my order desk, it looks at all of those fields on there and loads them into here. Okay, so it interrogates the PDF when you upload it into my order desk and says, okay, what fields exist on that PDF, what blocks, and display them here. Back to your question, uppercase, lowercase. Let's say the name wants to be all uppercase. You would go into the specific name field, you would go into the formatting for just that name, and then we have formatting rule templates. If you want it to be formatted as a date, a phone, all uppercase, all lowercase, first letter uppercase, rest lowercase, first letter lowercase, lower, rest, upper. First letter lower, rest, upper. So those are built into the system.
Can they, suppose, they add them,
Yep.
I send you a name, and say I send Imtiaz, right?
Uh-huh.
I like all my, capital letters, and you might like the, lower cap.
Yes.
Now, can I give the choice on the proof or no? That's I have to do separate.
Yeah, well, yeah, you would do separate, or you would just allow them to type whatever they wanted to.
Templates, right, yeah.
Yeah, or they can just use that ordering form. Let me go back to it. If I wanted to up here, I can go like that. Or I can just go like that. In your case, where if they wanted, they're allowed to put whatever they want, then I would just leave it open. Don't force them to any specific formatting.
Or I can send them, they can send me a note,
Correct.
In the notes, type the line.
Yes. Yes.
We have a customer that rents heavy equipment, and then you have to take a training class before you can use it.
Okay.
And they teach classes of anywhere from 4 or 5 people to maybe 30 people
Mhm.
out of big trenches and do stuff. When the class is over, they issue a certificate that's frameable
Mhm.
and a business card for their wallet.
Okay.
So the instructor finishes the class, and we have it set up so that they fill out the form with all the names of the people in the class,
Mhm.
the instructor name and the date.
Okay.
And we have a separate form for each of the kinds of classes. Well, and then it populates a multi-page PDF for all the certs and
Okay.
sent up daily for the cards. Well,
Okay.
the issue is we've set the font size for the names.
Mhm.
And in 99% of the cases, that works fine. But occasionally, somebody has just some ungodly long name,
Mhm.
and it won't fit on the cert.
Mhm.
Is there any way, other than us setting up a separate version of all of these certs and cards files with a different font size definition, to have it auto-fit? Just make everything smaller and still hope it fits?
There's a couple different things that you can do. The newer, you have this as an Easy Merge template right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does it do this where it shows them the soft proof, or do they have a view PDF proof button? Do you know? If it's the old or the new way?
PDF, they have the view PDF proof. I don't know if they have the other one.
Okay, because depending on if you're using the old version or a new version, there's two different ways to do it. With the new version, you basically designate, okay, here's the square, here's the box, and here's what the font should be. If it can't fit in there, auto shrink the text to the point where it can fit.
So we could just make, if we could just get with you and have you update our version and solve the problem.
Yeah, no. You would have to switch to the new version. Well, you'd have to rebuild what you have in the new version. And then that gives you the ability and the techniques to say, okay, auto fit this data information.
So
Gary?
if I'm looking at one,
Mm-hmm. It's okay. Yeah, there's no convert. If you're using an older version of Easy Merge, there's no button that says click to convert to the new one. You have both the old and the new accessible to you, and your stuff needs to get built. You just need to build it. So if you're looking at an order form that has, an Easy Merge item on it.
You know, another question arises. I have a template I make in design, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do I put it in the PDF?
You would export it as a PDF, and then you would draw the blocks on the PDF, and the PDF is what you upload into my order desk. Later on, we're going to talk about a component that we have where you can upload the InDesign template straight to my order desk.
So when they give me everything, suppose name and everything, so I can just copy and paste it on? Or
Yeah, it's the InDesign portion of it is used a little bit differently. It's not so, it's more design online, where this pre-templated information is probably more what you're looking for. So in the case of business cards, really you're looking at InDesign, export as a PDF, build the blocks, and then upload it into my order desk and configure it. And then your end user can then use that template.
Sometimes, you know, there's a one template only.
Uh-huh.
I just need the, information like phone number, name, cell number,
Yep.
email. That, so I can just leave it that only in there, right?
If you wanted to, yeah.
That way I can just directly bring it to the design, right?
Yeah, you could do that. You'd have to probably copy and paste that information out of there into there. So it depends on how often you do that. But
All set up, like, whatever, dedicated.
Mhm.
Phone number is certain font and in design styles,
there's nothing that we have that will map that. There's nothing that we have that will map my order desk back to InDesign.
I have little,
You have to manually copy and paste it over. Correct.
I don't have any order forms, so I click on new order form and I create
Yeah.
some.
So click on Advanced Easy Merge, and it's empty. So you have no, and that's the new version. Okay. That's the new version. It's not being used right now. So. You don't have to flip a switch and everything transfer over. There's no way to do that actually. You would just rebuild them in the new version, unfortunately.
Okay, are there any templates available to work from?
If you guys are interested in more on these business card templates, I built a 30-minute training video on how to take a business card and put it up into my order desk. Okay, so there's a training video on that. On that note, if you remember one thing from all day, remember this. In your new navigation up here at the bottom, if you go to help, this is, all the servicing guys live and breathe this all day long. This is our knowledge base section, okay? We upload training videos, we upload knowledge base articles. This is where you can start a support ticket. This is where you can contact us. If Gary doesn't have the answer, you can come to us. That Easy Merge training video is right here under the training video section. Every time we do a release or an update to my order desk, we post the release notes in here. If you have a certain feature that you wish that we had that you don't see on the system, you can submit a feature request up here. You can also go into the feature requests and look at what people are upvoting. You can also upvote that yourself. So this is our way of communicating with everyone. Go ahead.
do you have on CD, those videos?
I don't have those videos on a CD.
That will be easy, so everybody
Yes, yes.
Put that on CD maybe?
Yes. Yeah, let me see if I can get. If you guys miss me or you miss my voice at any time, you can go into those training videos and start watching them, and that'll be great. Up in the on your when you're logged into your system, if you use your horizontal bars and hover over help and then click on help.
It says join now. You have to do that.
Join now.
The first prompt that we get past that. Log in.
Oh no, you're in. Oh wait, what said join? What said join now? How'd you get to that?
I clicked on help.
Click knowledge base.
Oh.
Is that the screen you got
yeah.
before?
No.
Or no?
No.
Actually, close that out. Close that.
Let's do it again.
Yep.
Okay.
Hover over help. Click
Yes.
help.
And then I went to training.
No, click on help.
Oh, help.
There you go.
I thought it was the training.
This help.
Just ignore me.
Not that one. Horizontal bars. And then hover over help.
Oh,
And then click on help.
okay, gotcha.
Yep. And actually, Janet?
Yes.
Janet brings up a great point. We have group training available every single Tuesday and Thursday. So every single Tuesday and Thursday, we block out time to sit on the line. Sometimes people show up, sometimes they don't. But if in that same area, if you hover over help and click on training, and this is available to everyone, you'll get our knowledge base article, which basically shows you everything that we're doing. So Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Central and 3 p.m. Central, we jump on this GoToMeeting link. And if you have if you're stuck on an order form, join that. That's times that we will be on there every single time, every single week. Alternating Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do a live recorded session, but this is specifically meant for Q&A. Go ahead.
One-on-one, I'll be glad to sit with you and work with you online. I'll dial into your computer.
Yep.
You work on it, you can call me at any time.
Yep. So we do screen sharing. We do all sorts of stuff with that. So that's more about training.
I have a question.
Yep.
Have you got the updated for the new DC browser? Is that going to be accurate yet?
We do. We have a pre-release of that. What Gary's asking about is there's a brand new version of Acrobat. Awesome. Great thing for We Can Learn. I've heard it's been totally redone from the top bottom. So if you didn't understand Acrobat now, you're not in any worse shape off. So yeah, we do have a pre-release of that, and you should probably get it next week. Okay, so let's get back into, we're still talking about variable data, so business card type stuff. I was showing you guys kind of the amount of clicks that this is set up to do, and that's it. You log into business cards, you click on what you want, and you fill out your information, and you pretty much add it to your shopping cart. And then we kind of modeled off a little bit of Amazon.com, where if you want to continue shopping, you click on continue shopping. If you want to check out, you click on checkout. If this specific order requires an approval process, the button doesn't say checkout, the button says request approval. So it lets your users know that. Any questions? Go ahead.
I'll just point out, we were having an issue with our business card people showing in. And the approver kept saying, I'm having to do it twice. I'm having to do it twice. Well, the people out in the field weren't finishing up, hitting that request button, sending it off to the approver. They'd get on, and they were basically going through the closeout process approval, but they were only actually closing out the request approval form. They had to go back in and pull it. She kept saying, we're having to do it 2 times. It turned out the people out in the field weren't going all the way through the process.
Through the process.
So it was just a matter of educating the people that you've got to, I guess they weren't used to using like Amazon shopping carts.
Correct. Yep.
There are the 10-digit account numbers.
Yes.
Can we assign like someone, whoever is responsible there, name on it? Like say, Joe or Joe, or they have to be numbers. Like say, one company that Joe is taking care of that. Can we put it to Joe there or not?
Yeah, well, you can just add a simple text field to there, but they might not know who. You're saying Joy is your at the print shop?
Business card, whoever is ordering, right?
Yeah, the way you're better off doing that, I think what you're asking is if there's a certain person at your print shop that only deals with a certain business card or they deal with a certain ordering form, that'll be done in the the history area. So then they would choose to only show the business card ordering form. And then that would only show them the business card order forms. So I don't know if you'd request that information from your end user submitting the order, or would you? Would they know who it's supposed to go to?
The problem is that lady ordered.
Uh-huh.
And even if, we send approval,
Yep.
we always have, they didn't do it properly. So we need a few copies, get approval.
Okay.
And get it,
Okay.
So now we want to send to her and call her up, follow up,
Okay. Yeah, for that specific instance, we might have to be creative in what we do. There's a way to restart the approval process, but yeah, we'd have to be creative in that aspect. Any other questions about variable data type stuff? So anything in a PDF can be used in an easy merge. Okay. So we have PDFs, envelopes. In this specific example, they let them obviously customize the return address. So again, this is just an envelope as a PDF, and then voila. So anything that's really can be put in a PDF can be used inside of Easy Merge. Cool? Yep.
Suppose this order is we are sending out, right?
Yeah.
So from wedding catalogs, right?
Okay.
So can we link to your site to our site, to your site too? Will it work or?
No, not. I don't think in the way that you're asking. There's no integration between an outside website and this side. What you're talking about is punch out, where you're in My Order Desk.
Suppose we are ordering from Paytax, right?
Right. No, we'd have to have a punch out integration with them, and we don't. We don't at this point. Yep. So does this variable thing make sense? Business cards, letterhead, envelopes, Marilyn?
Can you tell from looking at this whether or not what kind of done in the create form?
This is one of the ones that would have the issue.
Click on Try Our New Form Builder. So if it's just got the button, yep, so that's just an Easy Merge Proof button, then it's the old version. Yep.
So we have to go back and edit all of them, but once we did it, then it would do what we wanted to do.
Right.
Great.
Yep. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. I promised you guys a break, so let's do stretch out 5-10 minutes, and then we'll jump back here, and then 12 o'clock we go to lunch?
We're going to go to lunch at 12, and I think we'll have, because of the technical difficulties this morning, why don't we just take a 45-minute lunch?
That's fine.
Let's take 5 or 10 right now, do 45 for lunch, get as much add-on time as we can.
And if you guys want, I'll bring my laptop with me, so if you have questions at lunch, I'm not hard to find. So.
Where's the bag?
Tell Mars.
Tell Mark.
Because they're only doing 2 at a time. You know, some people are still working.
Everybody sit down, please. Adam needs to get started. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. All right, so we just got done talking about our variable data items, and we're going to switch over to our static items. So you heard me talking about easy merge, easy merge, easy merge. That's all the stuff that does variable data filling. There's also static items, things that don't need to be changed before they go out the door. So, I need 10,000 more flyers. I need 5,000 more, financial aid forms. I need some of this, some of that. So built into your MyOrderdesk account, something that you already have. It's not a component that you have to purchase is DocMart, and it does all inventory control. So if you're not doing, if you're manually doing inventory control right now, you're not far away from having a completely reportable flash mob or something like come in. Where was I? Inventory tracking. If they want to go in and see reports of what they've ordered and when, if you want to go see reports of what they've ordered and when, that's all built inside of MyOrderdesk. I could spend a day talking to you just about that, but if you're interested in that, definitely get with Gary on how you can implement that. It's a matter of just adding the items to the DocMart system and then offering those items to your users. In this specific example, I'm going to jump back over to the University of Indianapolis. Do it the easy way. So this is when I click on order. This is if they want to order more forms and applications. When this form loads, this has a couple of components on it that are not standard with your accounts from ICED. And specifically the one I'm about to show you is the ability to show and hide fields depending on what else they've clicked. So on this order form in the background, I've set a trigger so that if somebody clicks on annual giving, they're going to see the annual giving form show up like that. So only if they want annual giving, they're going to see those. They can type in the quantities. So let's see they want more society gift forms. They can see a small proof, which you can control the size of, and then they can also make it bigger so that you can see it. Nothing gets changed on these. They just order 5,000 more of them, and they're on their way. Inside of DocMart, you specify whether an item is an inventory item or it's a print-on-demand item, because we don't inventory everything, right? Some stuff's just, make me 5,000 of these and we print 5,000 of them. That's what these are here. If it were an inventory item, you have the ability to show the end user the in-stock amount. They order from that. When it reaches the specified reorder point, it dispatches you an email that says you need to print out more of these and restock the inventory. Inside the inventory system, you can do manual overrides if for some reason somebody returns something or they mistype it or anything. We've built that into the system. But that's there, and it's available to you at really no additional cost. So this specific order form allows them to check multiple items that they want to choose from. They select whatever they want to select, and then they add it to their shopping cart and proceed through the checkout process. I don't want to go into too much more detail because I could spend a lot of time in there. Does anyone have questions about that? Another point to that is right now you see me offering this as individual items to the user. I don't have to do it that way. I could offer them a menu of items. So instead of them seeing, however many accounting forms there are, 4 different ones, I could have a menu that just says admissions, and then there'd be 4 items in that menu that they could click on and then see an actual proof of it. So you can display your items to your customers as menus or as single items. All right, so that's DocMart. That is our static items, we call them, our print-on-demand type items. Let me get back into my static orders. We're actually just going to keep cruising right along because there's another kind of big topic that I want to get through. Let's show this slide. Okay, so we're going to talk about copies and color copies, black and white copies, and large format orders. Before we get into that, I want to get a little bit of feedback from you. It sounds like a big movement right now is obviously in large format. When you think about your process of printing large format, Can someone tell me about their process of it? Does a file come in and they give you a little tiny JPEG that says make this into a massive banner? Does it come in as an InDesign file? Does it come in as a PDF? Somebody? Yes. Okay.
It mostly come PDF and JPEG.
PDF and JPEG. Okay.
Some send different, but Word or so we tell you.
Gotcha. So if they deliver you a JPEG that's 300 by 300 pixels, there's no way for you to expand that. What do you do?
Call them back, tell them send us new artwork.
Yeah, if they can't give us new artwork, we can show them what it's going to look like. It's going to be all pixelated.
So it'll be pixelated.
And sometimes they tell us to print it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, they have done that.
And 6 feet away, it's okay.
Gotcha.
When you're are close, you can't see it.
Okay.
For a trade show, they're just asking what they're going to do with it.
Okay. So for wide format stuff, it sounds like it's pretty much just kind of send a file type form. Let me just receive a file and then use the ability of my order desk to track that. So in its simplest form, there's different things that we offer inside of here, inside of my order desk that allows that process to be a little bit easier for them. I'm going to show you a large format order form right now that a university uses. We'll go log out. I think it's going to have me log in here. Okay, so this isn't really pretty. It's more meant to have a portal aspect look to it, but you can add a nice picture at the top here that shows large format. You can add some more images, but this is their large format request form. All right, so they put in the number of originals, they put their finished copy, they choose whether they want black or white or color, and you're looking at the customer view. I'm going to show you what the print shop view looks like in just a minute. Black and white are color. They choose their poster size. In this case, they give them some predefined poster sizes. If they want laminating, if they want a foam core backer board, they charge an extra for rush. And in this specific case, they do show pricing to their users. So once you pick a poster size, it'll show you how many and what the charge is going to be. Who did that? When you click on the Add Files button, that's where they're just going to be on their computer and they're going to upload whatever file they need you to. There's no way to prevent them from sending you a JPEG this small. There never will be, as far as I know. But the beauty in that is that you can at least have a history of that. They're going to send you it. You're going to say no. Go re-upload a file. You can send them a link back to their job, re-upload it, and so you're not dealing with 12 different email threads. It's all in one area. Over here, they're just asking for a little bit more information because they're a school. They add the files to here, they add to cart, and then they check out. We'll go into pricing a little bit later, but my order desk allows you to pay with, your end user to pay with a credit card, a debit card, PayPal, which is our recommended one, Gary's recommended one. He likes that as well. But we integrate with a whole bunch of different processes with that. So
what do we have to do? Do we need to set up something?
Why would we do?
Why not?
What can they just pay reset at the end?
So the
They can.
customer's sending that in, and when they go to checkout, they have to pay for it then?
you can choose either way.
I mean,
You can actually give them the choice. If you want to, at the end of checkout, you can give them a button that says pay when I pick
Show
up.
us what it looks
what
like.
about our customers that are on account?
Then there would be that specific group. So remember back to users and groups, guys?
In an account group.
They're in their own account, and then they have their own payment methods set up from. You turn on different payment methods for different people. So if you want the ABC hospital to be able to pay with a credit card, you turn on the credit card method, which we haven't gone through yet. But we did go through users and groups and turning things on and off. You turn things on and off for specific groups.
That says pay at time of pickup?
Absolutely, yep. It would be a custom payment method.
You could give that person, that group, the choice of whether they're paying right now with credit card, cash, if you wanted to, and then you trust them enough where they'll give you a check.
Or you can put invoice me,
Right.
whatever you feel comfortable.
Could you say something like, call to arrange payment?
Yep, absolutely.
Remember, a group can have one person in it, or a dozen people, or 100 people in it.
Exactly. Okay, so obviously when that job comes in, it would go to the history page, but there's not really much more to that. This specific form is using quick price, which is calculating the total down here. And now what I'm going to show you is what does the print shop see during the setup process of this. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in as the site owner here. All right, so we were doing large format, and then we're going to switch to edit mode. Okay, so at first it looks a little crazy. There's lots of stuff here, but remember we have the stuff that appears on the main side of the order form and the stuff that appears on the side of the order form. So we don't really care about this stuff right now. That's not the guts of the ordering form. It's up here. If there's something that you have seen through this process that you say, oh, my ordering form, that process is very similar to what I'm doing, absolutely get a hold of Gary because we can express that process and get you a lot of these components in as a template rather than you starting with a blank slate trying to build things from a blank slate. So reach out if you want some help getting that kick-started. But again, each one of these items, I'm going to open this in 2 different tabs so that you can see it, but each one of these items on this order form correlate with something that you see over here on this side. So number of originals and finished quantity, those 2 text boxes are going to be over here, which is number of originals and quantity. So those are just number fields that were added to here by clicking and dragging from the left over to the right. Let's look at one of the pricing items. Let's look at something simple like laminating. All right. Laminating, poster size. Let's see what else, what is an element of that? Quantity and number of originals. Okay, so put your math hats on for this one. This is what we call a quick price formula. I'm just going to give you a very basic introduction to what this does. In plain, let's talk about plain English first. What this says is that if the value of laminating equals 1 and the value of poster size equals 1, then multiply the quantity times the number of originals and then multiply that by 2.5. Okay. If not, this colon right here says if not, keep going. If laminating equals 1 and poster size equals 2. Okay, so here's all the different poster sizes in here is a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Okay, well, what does that mean? If we scroll up here to poster size, we can see that behind each one of those values is a distinguished number for them. So the customer doesn't see that. They don't see the at equals 1. But what you do is for each field, you give it a hidden value so that you can reference it very easily down here. So you don't have to type if poster size equals 16x20, then do this or that. So it's a shortcut way of doing it. I was explaining to some guys a little bit earlier that there's different ways to do this math. If you want to break things out into smaller sections, you can. If you want to do giant, long formulas, you can do that as well.
Going through some of that, I just about lost my mind.
Yeah.
I threw in the towel. I worked with it for a long time. How many brackets, how many open brackets, how many closed brackets? I just went around and around and found it.
Okay. There's an article that we built to help with that. And it actually I'll show you right now. If you go to the help section, you don't have to just watch the screen here. I'll make sure I send this out to everybody. But under the help section, if we come in here and type in quick price, there's a basic quick price calculations knowledge base article. And it's basically got 3 different examples. The first one is how to fill in a price if all they have to do is select a quantity. Okay, the second example builds on the first example where it says, okay, if they select a quantity, now fill in a weight. And then at the next example, it will show now if they have an envelope and they have a certain quantity, how to take those two different methods and create a price out of it. So I give you, the breakdowns of all of these different things, what the end product should look like. But basically what this says in plain English is that if the envelope value is 0, then the price is 0. If the envelope is 1 and the quantity is 0, then the price is 0. If the envelope is 1 and the quantity is 100, then it equals 25. So it takes some logistics. It definitely does. If you don't want to show pricing, pretend I wasn't talking for the last 5 minutes. You don't have to show pricing. But there's different ways to do it, and that's one of those things where if you get stuck on something like that, Gary or I can copy an order form that's existing, and then you can go in and hack out the pricing that exists in it, and then put in your own pricing. That might be an easier way to accomplish what you're trying to get to. Yep.
Is there a way to do I think I'm answering my own question. There would not be a way to go through and globally raise your price by 5%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You said that it integrates.
I take that back. If on your order form you had everything, if you had like a global percent and it was set to, you started at 100, you could, if each one of your quick price formulas on your order form looked at that field, then if you raised everything by, say, all my prices are raising by 2%, you go in there and make that 102%, and then everything would essentially change like that.
Oh, cool. That would be good.
Yeah.
You said that it integrates with printer's plan.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So how would that work for pricing? Does that kind of integrate in?
Yeah, I can show you what printer's plan looks like. So this will apply to any MIS system. So even if you don't have printer's plan right now, this is a good example. If you want to write down this website, it's printvia.com. This is our demonstration site. So anything the MyOrderDesk website can do, it is demonstrated up here. So if you're wondering, what's the newest way I can do something like this, or what's the newest thing that you have out, visit this site, because this was something we constantly keep updated. So if you hover over order and click on printer's plan, web to plan, these are our demonstration order forms that show how that works. I'll go to business cards, and then what happens here is you choose a quantity essentially, and that price right there is being pulled out of printer's plan. So on your order form, inside the shopping cart settings, you link it to, you use a server address and everything to link it to printer's plan, and you give printer's, are you using printer's plan?
No, but
Okay.
I think something switched to a regular.
Printer's plan uses template numbers. So really all you do is you give this order form, say template 147, and then it pulls its pricing out of there based on what your quantity is and based what item you've chosen from that template. Okay, so there's no quick price formulas or anything inside of this ordering form. Does that answer your question?
And that is at the customer level.
Yes.
So, okay.
So this is what the customer sees when they log in, and this is the pricing that's coming directly out of printer's plan. If you want to override this, you can. You can just put the 10% bump on it, 20% bump, whatever you want to do. But it's meant to, the goal of that is to centralize your pricing into one area. And we're moving towards that method. More and more pricing being centralized rather than in two different areas, because obviously that's not ideal.
So we centralize the pricing in printer's plan.
Yes.
But it constantly get pulled over.
Yes. Yep.
And what if you have different papers and things in there, different options?
So in printer's plan, you have a template, and then you have items. Actually, I did a snapshot of this so you could see. This is what printer's plan looks like. If you guys aren't familiar with what printer's plan looks like, this is a typical template, which in this specific example, the template number is 60. And then it's just got one item inside of here, which is 250 business cards. And then you put all your paper and costs underneath that item there. So your My Order Desk system, based on what you choose, matches it with an item that's in printer's plan, and that's where it pulls its pricing from. So if you have a certain paper type that affects the pricing, you need to have them choose that paper type in the order form, and then that communicates with printer's plan and pulls the right price. Okay. So we're talking about quick price. Anything else about large format before we keep moving on, or is that more of just kind of a mental switch to using the My Order Desk website more and using the history of it?
Suppose, instead of those prices, like you have a square foot prices.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that? Like it's just say, like say minimum price is $15, right?
Yes.
After that, by the square foot, like the 2x3, let's say.
Good question.
6,
So-
let's say,
So what you can actually do is you can calculate square footage. So in this example, where they give them different poster sizes, a 16 by 20, what you can do is you'd add a quick price formula, which again, you just click on a quick price formula, drag it from the left to the right, and you can calculate the square footage. So if they wanted to put in a custom size, custom length and width, you would do that, and then you would calculate the square footage in a quick price formula, and then charge them based on that. If square footage is greater than this or less than this, then the price is this. So the quick price formula does greater than, it does less than, equal to, if then type statements. So good. As far as processing that order, I mean, it comes to the history tab just like everything else does, and you're able to go in there, download pull the file that you need to pull, and lock the job, obviously. But other than that, it's about putting everything in the same spot. So it's also not uncommon, guys, to I understand that some customers are just reluctant to use it. They just are that way because they don't want to use it, and that's understandable to me. One of the best ways to get your customer to use it is just do it for them. So build an account for them with their own email address, and they'll give you the paper sheet. You say, hey, just so you know, you're going to get an email that says you submitted your order. You use the sign in as option. You sign in as them. You submit the order through there. You get the benefit because the job will appear in your history, and they get the constant push that, okay, I get it. Like, I'm getting email notifications. It's making more sense, and they'll become more willing to use it. So it's a way to transition them into it, which is to sign in as them and just place their own order. Yep. Okay, so we talked about large format. Let's talk about quick view real quick. How many of your customers understand what saddle stitching is? Some of them. A certain percentage, right? So we have I'm going to go back to Print Via to show you what this is. So built into My Order Desk, and I'll have to double check. Gary, do you know if they have Quick View on their ICED accounts?
I think so. But
I think you guys have this option. But so you saw that stapling, you saw the hole drilling options, you saw those things, but sometimes the customer doesn't understand exactly what that is. They don't understand what they're picking. So we're going to go ahead and choose all items. And actually, let me get logged in here so I can bring up this specific form.
Review order flow glyphs, all forms. That's what it says.
Good.
It says all forms.
Okay. So so this is a feature called Quick View, and this eliminates a lot of confusion. Let me get in as the site owner. Okay, then we're going to go to add edit order forms, and this specific order form is called Quick View. And you guys, you have this right now on your accounts. So this is just a general ordering form. It can be large format, it can be copies, it can be really whatever you want it to be. But what this is a sample of what they're purchasing. So for example, you can offer them different bindings, and obviously these menus are completely customizable. You can use whatever you have available to you, but some people don't know what a binder clip is. So you can click on binder clip large, and they can see that what they're about to purchase is coming in a binder clip. All of these images that you see on here are going to be redone within the next 3 weeks. So there's like 1,200 images that we have uploaded into the system. They're all going to get redone and modernized. Unfortunately, there'll be no origami swans. So there'll be no more DeWalt power drill on there. So those are in need of updating. But so all these different things, again, can be modified by you. There's all sorts of ink colors. Some of the stuff that was never used we're going to get rid of, but bleeds, for example, bleed on one side. And these are our stock images that we have uploaded in the system. You can upload your own images too if you have something that you use that works a little bit better. But yeah, this works really well. And I'll see if I can get you guys a sample of the new ones that are coming, but it's pretty neat. It shows a modernized version and then also a magnifying glass to really show them what they're about to get, whether it's plastic or wire.
So the customer wants to see, what do we do? Put it everything in our site or a quick copy site will hold?
Yeah, so what you would do is you'd have an order form, and it's your color copies order form or your booklet order form, and you would add this field to it. Let me show you what this will make more sense. Let me show you what the print shop view looks like. So that's a special type of field. So what we've done is over here on the left-hand side, we've taken a quick view image field and we dragged it from the left and put it on the right. And then what you do is you choose, when you let me add a quick view field to this order form. And then you choose, these are our predefined topics, what you want to show to them. So if you want this one to be binding, you click on binding, and those items then show up inside of here. You then edit that list to what you offer and what you don't offer, and then it knows which image to show.
There's too many, you have red, blue.
Yes.
Put in what you want.
You put in what you want, yep.
You have too many.
Well, and I take it too that once our shop gets the order form, there's less of an option for them to pick black and us put blue on it.
Right, exactly. Yep. So this concept of adding items to an order form is the root of my order desk. You build easy merge templates, you put them on an order form. Or you build DocMart items, you put them on an order form. If you want quick view images show up, you drag and drop them over to the right-hand side onto an order form. So I want to really hammer that point home, which I think I have. So we talked about quick view, we talked about quick price, and then the last thing is going to be smart forms, which we're only going to very briefly touch on because I showed you what they do already. But smart forms isn't something that comes with your account, and it is a My Order Desk upgrade, but it can help your customer navigate through confusing order forms with a lot more ease. So for example, imagine an order form for color copies, and then you have a checkbox that says include cover. Well, they're going to have to choose what options they want for their cover. What weight and all those different types of options. So you don't want to show them all those different options unless they actually click that checkbox. So what Smart Forms allows you to do is hide and show fields on your order form based on what they've selected previously. So with a checkbox, you can show other order forms. We got plenty of stuff to go through today, so I'm not going to go too deep into detail unless you guys want me to. Is that something that we should look at? Yes, no? Maybe so? You can always come back. Very true. All right, good. Okay, let's jump back into my slideshow here. Send a file and walk-up orders. Okay, so what we're about to go through is a time-saving technique. We're going to talk about a public order form, which we skipped a little bit earlier, and this process is making it simple. So your walk-up station, and when I say walk-up, you don't have to have a walk-up. This can be for any spontaneous job that comes through. Even if somebody just calls you on the phone and says, I have this in this file, can you do this? You want to create this walk-up form for both available to you, the print shop, and your customers. So everything gets centralized through there. The biggest hurt is when you implement a system and then something's able to jump out, an email or something else. So This has a very basic send a file form on it, which is send a file. Okay, so this order form for me has a little bit too much instructions, but if you can, all this field allows them to do is fill in a project name, fill in notes, and attach their files down here. That's it. Now, this field is very powerful when you don't have to have a user log, when you don't require a user to log in order to use it. So how do you do that? Because right now, everything's kind of protected by a username and password. The way my order desk works is it shows you what you need to be shown based on who you're logging in as. So I'm going to stay in Print Via right now. I'm going to go head over to back to users and groups where we were at the beginning. And there is a special group in here called public order forms, no sign-in needed. So when you click on that group and you click on order forms, you're going to see a lot in here, but that's because it's our demonstration site. But what you can do is so here's a giant list of all of your ordering forms. You can click on an order form. Let's say I want playing card horizontal to be a public order form. I would flip it to on, and that means it's publicly accessible by anybody. That's a good thing and a bad thing, because if you don't pull the right information from them, you might end up getting a job and you have no idea who it's from, what their first name is, their last name, their email, or phone number. So you need to collect the right information from them when you do this. But this is how you make an order form completely available to the public. We're going to talk about, so a walk-up station also has to do with how they check out, whether they pay with PayPal or a different process. And we're going to get into that a little bit earlier, or later. I'm sorry. Does anyone have questions? Go.
So therefore, right now, in order to send a file, at least on my site, it's requiring that they log in. So that would be a third option, or a second option, send a file public?
If you guys have a send a file form on your site and you anticipate that being used by people that you don't want to have a login. So you want that. So if you have a need for your customers to be able to send you a file without logging in, that's what would distinguish whether it was public or not.
I mean, we have really quite a few people who will just find us on the web,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll figure out how to create a login for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and then send either an estimate request or a job or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe that we have created anything that has public items for them to choose from.
So, generally, so an order form, I'm going to take a couple steps backwards. An order form, the entire form is made either public or private. By default, it's private. If you want to make it public, you do what I just showed you, which is where you take it and you put it in that group. Gary, you raising your hand?
When you finish.
Your request and estimate form, I don't know if I know a good reason to to make that private. I would make that public. You want them to be able to click, fill out their information, and either send it to you or see a price if you want them to see a price right there. But that request and estimate form shouldn't take a lot of clicks. Imagine yourself going to a website, clicking on request and estimate, and now you have to build an account. It's a little cumbersome to do that. Gary?
That would come into effect, you could make that public order forms for, let's say, if you wanted to put a bunch of samples of business cards out there where they could edit those business cards.
Right.
Send them to you, something like that, or a catalog of items. Let's say you want to start building, what do you get, giveaway items, things like that.
It's more for your B2C market. It's not B2B. It's definitely more for B2C type stuff. Did you guys have your hands up back there?
If you make something public like the request estimate option,
Yep.
how does your customer, when they navigate through like our KKBC Burnham site, how do they bypass the login portion of the MOD? Or does it automatically do that?
It will automatically do it. So if you are signed out and you go to KKBC Burnham and then click on order, they're going to see that right there. They'll see it right there. They click on it and the form comes right up. Yep. Is there another question? Thought I saw a hand up.
I think I just lost my internet connection.
But you need to go back to my phone. I think the main internet went down.
think that's what happened.
If you want to go back to my phone, go ahead and go back to my phone. I'm glad I didn't shut it down.
Jerry, I'm going to highlight you folks for a little bit. He asked a really good question at our break, which is, what if you want e-commerce? What if you want to just offer something to a wider range of people? And I've helped a lot of people set that up. And if you, I got to pick a new phrase out. This is the last time I use it. If you want to compete with Vistaprint, that's tricky to do. However, we have had a lot of customers be very successful picking a specific niche. So you guys said you're doing successful with roll-up banners right now. If you can pick a specific thing that you do really well and advertise the heck out of that, we're going to talk about, when we get back from break, it's mostly going to be about mobilely optimized websites and so on and so forth. We see more success in that realm than trying to offer everything that you print to your customer base. So keep that in mind. This specific site, Print Via, does do that. It does the opposite of that, where it's meant for, you could do full e-commerce through it, where somebody clicks on banners and then they can spec out their entire banner, add it to their shopping cart, and proceed through. Go ahead, Gary.
Can we show them where that 3D connection is, or is it right quick?
Yep. So if we go order all items.
It's under templates, or do you already have it on?
Is it that one there?
Yep, that's it.
So this is an order form called 3D printing. And the customer would come here. They'd fill out whatever information they needed to fill out. This would come from whoever your 3D printer was. They would tell you what information they need. There's an NDA, and then there's an STL file is required, information about it, and then you would upload that, STL file directly to your order form.
You can use that for any of your vendors that you might set up for 3D printing. Trilliant is one of them that we've set up for you guys. Trilliant, and you would put them in as a customer, and then they can get all files from these jobs that come out of that. You can set that up.
There would be a specific group, and yep, they would get that specific. Exactly. Good.
Show them where that template is. Did you under the templates right quick?
Okay.
Where if they wanted to add that template to their templates that they have.
Are you saying it's underneath this one here, new form from template?
Yep. It's right there. 3D.
That's right. That's right. You're right.
Right there. There's where you can add it.
So that would create a new order form on your website based off of what I just showed you. And then you can go in and change it and make changes, do whatever you want to it. There's a bunch of other ones on here that you can do. All right.
It's almost like a front end, shop front end.
Yes, yeah. We're not like there's some products out there like Zoo Printing where you sign up for Zoo, you delete Zoo, you put your print shop name, and then everything kind of back-end interface. It's meant to do, wide, full-range spectrum, B2C type stuff. Our principle is still on B2C, but there's this and there's some other items that we've just recently added that help transition a little bit more into that B2C marketplace.
Just off the wall, can we add a commercial on there? Like, when they go to the website,
Yep.
our banners are on sale for $150.
Yep.
Would you add something like that on there?
We're gonna break into that in the next session, but with your current website, it's tricky. But the new WordPress powered themes.
What if they go to my Word desk to order something from their place?
Yeah.
They're going past our website, going directly. If they got it on the laptop
Uh-huh.
or the PC, they're going to my Word desk directly on their PC.
Yep.
They
Yep.
don't really go to our website that they know of.
Right. They would funnel through. Then,
Right.
yeah. That you could put a link there to say that there's a special, but we'll talk about a couple different things. Last question before lunch.
Do you mind coming this way?
Yes, absolutely. Any other questions before we eat? Good to go, Jay?
So I'll head over for lunch, and everybody be mindful of the cords on the floor.